Bix Beiderbecke, a man who lived a short life, only 28 years, and yet a man who lived a full life. And because he lived, the lives of countless others have been enriched. The reason for this is certainly twofold. Bix loved music and Bix loved people. Today we salute not only his wonderful and inspiring music, we also salute the man. Bix was born March 10th, 1903 in Davenport, Iowa, the son of the late Bismarck and Agatha Beiderbecke. His father's nickname was Bix. His mother was an accomplished musician and played the organ for services at the First Presbyterian Church, where young Bix and his brother were also members. Bix attended the local schools in Davenport. He also attended Lake Forest Academy near Chicago, and while there he spent much time listening to various tremendous musicians. Sometime later, while in Gene Golkett's band out of Detroit, another player taught Bix to read notes on the cornet, and he fell in love with this instrument. His chief interest in life was always music. After a time, he went to Chicago, where jazz was in its rudimentary Dixieland style. After listening to many musicians, he gradually developed a distinctive style of his own, and he became the guiding light for Hoagy Carmichael and many other musical greats. Bix's band, the Wolverines, was the first real departure from the Dixieland-style band. This Wolverine style of his literally swept the country and was the greatest thing in jazz. Without formal education in music, Bix felt and knew the direction he wanted to go in life. His life, his love, his game was to play music. By listening and by being meticulous, he went on with the creativity and ability to interpret tunes and to compose as he went along. The result was that this inventive and interpretive musician created music that will live on and on. Because of his unusual God-given talent, there was always a chair for Bix in any band or orchestra. He sparked the band wherever he played. He inspired them. No one will ever forget his piano solos in A Mist and Candlelight, nor his best remembered instrumental composition, Davenport Blues, which he composed while thinking of his old hometown along the Mississippi. When Bix joined Paul Whiteman's The King of Jazz band, Bix's fame rose higher than ever. More people than ever came to admire and honor this talented musician. Whiteman, who loved Bix greatly, one day said, "We all treasure Bix for his music. He was the greatest. But let's not lose sight of the man. I never heard him say a bad word about anyone." Bix was loved by everyone. He was unselfish. Music was his life. God endowed him with a wonderful gift and talent, and Bix developed and used that talent to enrich the lives of millions. Bix Beiderbecke's life was cut short when he passed from this life at the early age of 28. Knowing the joy and happiness he had brought to many people, we should not be surprised at the brevity of his life. We know at best that life is brief on this earth. We are all given this life for a work to do. And when that is accomplished, the Almighty above gives us our reward. It's not the duration of life that counts, rather it's the donation, what we give to life. Not how many years here, but what we put into these years. Bix accomplished his purpose, his work on earth at an early age, and was called to his eternal reward August 6, 1931, having heard those words, "Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord." Today, just 40 years later, we gather here to pay tribute, not only to Bix Beiderbecke, the musician, but also to Bix Beiderbecke, the man. Here, with reverence and great admiration, we pause to honor and pay tribute to him who became legendary before death and whose legends swell and broaden since death, much as do the ever-widening ripples from a stone dropped in the center of a placid pool. Today we thank God for the life of Bix Beiderbecke. Now his good works live on, his memory and his music belong to the ages.